Welcome to Baltic Landlords, an international broadcast about real estate development, property management, and income sustainability. I'm your host, David Svet, and my guest today is Reinis Neļķe, area sales manager at Kingspan Insulation Latvia, as well as certified passive house consultant since 2018. Reini, welcome to Baltic Landlords.
Hi, David. Nice to see you.
Today's main topic is thermal insulation solutions for houses. Kingspan is a global leader in thermal insulation and cladding solutions for high-performance, low-carbon buildings. Reini, can you explain in simple terms what exactly is thermal insulation and how it affects the quality of a house?
Thermal insulation is the materials, the building materials that is used to keep the heat of the house inside. How it affects the house, I would say it more affects those people that are in the house, because if you keep more heat inside, then there is more better microclimate inside and people feel better in there. Of course, in the summer you need to get heat outside from the building, but overall the insulation material is a material that regulates that there is no big heat losses and the people feel good in those houses, and of course in some terms it can also affect the house to keep the bricks and everything in the warm place and without any problems, but most of all it's for the people and the world. Time by time it went from worse to better, so time ago when you use the brick walls, you know there was brick walls like 50 centimeters, old buildings we have in Riga here, so then this is the one way, and one thermal conductivity, and if the thermal conductivity is less, then the insulation is better. So now we know the materials like wool we use mostly in the market at the moment, but time's changing even more now, so you need to find out the even better insulation from the point of view of thermal conductivity.
So the air that can get there is even less and less to a point where it's non-existent even.
Air, you mean by the house, the air?
No,
air tightness?
Air tightness, so that it's more, the material is more dense, so that the...
No, the air tightness is one thing, because then you look at the building overall, it's for the house, the air tightness. And then of course you can, you look at the insulation, and insulation means this thermal conductivity needs to be better, So, and of course the way is how you get the better of those insulations is the way not to use like maybe air inside the bubbles between the insulation, inside the insulation cells, but you use maybe some material that is even better insulator.
And so what materials are Kingspan insulation materials used from?
Yes, so here I maybe then explain what we have in the market and what is the Kingspan. So we know in the market very well the materials like wool. So it's like already long time we know this material. It also has its development like went from one thermal conductivity now to the better thermal conductivity. Then we know like this material like EPS and XPS. It's the polyester and this kind of materials, those plastic materials. And when we take a look of the Kingspan also has synthetic materials, but those materials, the first difference is that they are not thermoplastic. They doesn't melt in a fire. When you put the fire on them, they don't melt. They charge, like make the coal of it. This is the one thing, and the second thing, they have special cells, special bubbles inside where you have the heating, the gas that is almost twice better as air as insulator. So, and this is how they get the point that their materials is almost twice effective, more effective than the wool or this polyester or those kind of materials.
Okay, and on Kingspan website I saw that there are many product lines. Maybe you can touch on that and explain how they differ, and are they used for the same solution, or are they used for different kinds of houses.
Yeah, you saw that there are many of those. So the three main points that we have, the first of all to say about the Kingspan, Kingspan has many divisions. Yeah, we are division Kingspan insulation. Those are the insulation boards. Yeah, so I can explain more about that. Yeah, there are sandwich panels and other things, but this is a different story and different guys. Yeah, about the insulation, three main points is one point is we have the insulation called phenolic foam. This phenolic foam has the core and different kind of facers. Mostly this material is used for the walls. Because it has a low it can let the water through it, so the construction can dry out through it. Yeah. Okay. So this is the one thing why it's better for the walls. Yeah. The second thing is very effective. Yeah. And the third thing it also has this fire properties that it doesn't melt. Yeah. And it almost doesn't make the smoke. So it's important for the walls. So this is the phenolic foam. Then the second part is a polyurethane material. Yeah. Technically it's called PIR, yeah, so it's technically polyisocyanated, yeah, so the word not so easy to spell, yeah. This is used more for the flat roofs, yeah, and for terraces because it's fully vapor-proof, fully moisture-proof, yeah, it has high compressive strength, yeah, so everything that is needed for those flat roofs that is used quite much in market. And the third one, this is like a little bit the highest level of the thermal conductivity. It's the VIP, a vacuum insulation panel. There's a panel where it's inside the vacuum, and you cannot damage them. If you damage them, then this thermal conductivity is not so good anymore. Yeah, it has like 5 times better this thermal conductivity, like wool, for example. Yeah, the regular materials, our regular materials, has like twice better. Yeah, but this has like 5 times better. Yeah, so but this is there is some challenging of using it because of course you cannot fix it like the regular with the screw through it, yeah, because then you will damage it. But
so you can't distort it in any way. So it comes in a kind of panel, and you just can stick it.
There is of course all instructions how to do it, yeah, and but market haven't like the price is quite high for it, yeah. Of course the value it gives is also high. This space you can make it shorter, yeah, but yeah, this is like not so common yet, yeah. But time by time it's going because there's regulations. In the regulations, you need more and more insulation now.
Yeah. So if I understand correctly, then the first option you shared was the base option, and then every other option is a little bit more expensive.
The first 2 options was like the regular options.
The same level, but just different applications.
Depends what you mean by this level, yeah. But the first 2 is like phenolic foam and polyurethane. One is for roof, one is for walls, yeah.
So one cannot be used for another.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it's so. But I would say that our like top product for us is this wall product, this cool term material, this phenolic foam. Yeah, but no, I cannot say that this polyurethane is bad or because it's very good for the flat roofs.
And maybe you can share to the audience what are the average prices for every product, so that they have at least a glimpse of what the market is looking here. At least the best assortment.
No. It's not the way maybe to look of what you are doing with the look how you're saying those prices, yeah, because if somebody asks you how much costs the car, yeah, then also approximately from 500 to 5 million, yeah. So here's the thing that each product has each way to use of it, yeah. So and I would say it starts from 10 euros and it can go to something 40 euros. Yeah. Of course, it's always a question why somebody not saying the exact price, because first of all we need to know what you want. Yeah. Because just to say price of what, as I said, first of all, our material is twice as effective. Yeah. So if you compare to the wool 100 millimeters and our material 100 millimeters, it's not the same. You already have almost twice better insulation. Yeah. Then it depends which kind of part you will use it. So the price, it's not the way to say like that. It's the way to find out what you want, what you have, what you will have at the end, and what's your points to get, and then I can answer how much it costs.
Okay, then the next question is right on spot here. Well, it is self-evident that a house with a better thermal insulation consumes less energy than the other one. So is there any metric that an average person can use to calculate the energy efficiency of their house by looking at thermal insulation? Or do they have to go to consult themselves to an expert?
They need to go to the consultants if they want to get the full balance of the house, because the energy efficiency doesn't mean that it is insulation. Somebody thinks that maybe, okay, I will put more and more and more. It's not the way to think. You need to think overall, so you need to look at your windows. If your windows is bad, old windows, it's not the point to put very big thickness of the insulation. Then you better change the windows and put some kind of insulation, not to put like just bigger insulation. Then it's the question about ventilation and other things. So it's not the way to calculate it. But of course, the walls has some kind of U values in regulations. What you need, U value is the total. How much I can maybe cannot say technical way, right? But it's the how much total wall will heat can go through the wall total. So it depends of the thickness, of course. If it's better, if it's bigger, so the wall will be better in those terms. And that you can calculate. But here, if there are some experts, then they would know that this U value needs to be something 0.1 till the 0.2 in those kind of terms. But if the person is that maybe don't know those terms, then I would say that now 15 centimeters of wool, it's what they need to insulate approximately on the wall. And as I said, with our materials, you can make it less insulation, less thickness. But the same.
Same efficiency.
Same efficiency. But as I also said, it depends of the other things, like what kind of blocks you have, what kind of other things you have.
Okay. And question of a long-term nature: why is it important to choose the best thermal insulation in the long term? Like, can it even impact the lifespan of a house, or like what is the lifespan of thermal insulation materials?
There are also there is one thing, what is the warranty of the materials. It is like 10 years, and it can vary it, and some gives some different ways to use some systems or something. It can be different. And the second is how it can live totally. I don't know. I have heard that our materials can be like 100 to 150 years. But have somebody tested it, and how they tested it? I know that there are materials in Finland they have used like 40, 50 years ago. But returning back to your question, you said to use best or better insulation. This is maybe not the word I can say also for us. It's because this best or better, it's not like the word you were saying. We take a look of different kind of things. The one thing is this thermal conductivity, then is some compressive strength, moisture behavior. How much does it take moisture? Then does it dry out through it? So no, the word best, I cannot say that we are the best. We feel that our solutions are the best to use in different kind of things. And of course, it also need to be checked which kind of. But the point is to use the more efficient insulation, and more of the insulation is the point, I think, is the thing. Because 10, 20 years ago, everybody said, oh, there are like passive houses and low energy houses, and everybody said, oh, you don't need to insulate like that because it doesn't pay off in the time. It's a long time to go. Now we know that gas prices went like each 10 years, it's like double. And now when electricity and heating is up, so everybody said, okay, now the passive house already starts to be the way maybe to think of that. And that's why if you're making now the renovation and something, you will have the same work costs, the same other material costs, like facade material, glue or something. So why not to push a little bit more of the insulation, or use effective insulation to be thankful in the future that you did it.
Yeah, then of course the following question, what happens after the insulation is no more usable or no more effective? Is it possible to replace thermal insulation for a house after it's finished?
Yes, definitely it is possible, but I would say that maybe now there is this case that somebody that insulated their houses like 20 years, 30 years ago.
Or maybe 50 or 100 years
No,
ago.
Then I would say
they didn't, right?
50 or 100 years ago, I would say they almost didn't use insulation.
Yeah.
This insulation, what they used, is so not effective that 1 centimeter of the new material will be effective more.
Yeah.
So there I would say this is already the new insulation you put on the wall. Then the second part is those who insulated like 20, 30 years ago. Maybe they put like 5 centimeters or not so effective insulation, yeah, and they feel that it's not so warm, the house is not so warm, yeah. Then of course they can either put on it more insulation or change it, yeah. And this is what is happening now in Europe. This renovation wave is now going to all Europe, that Europe wants that all houses should be renovated and insulated.
Mm-hmm. And how much such changes cost in terms of only the thermal insulation replacement for a house, like per square meter, for example?
It's also, not
depends,
so.
Right?
It depends, yeah, because those questions it's not so easy to answer.
But
because
does it cost the same as for the building of a house, or is it more complex?
Depends. It also depends. So I would say if you come to me and say I want to insulate, there is not like I can answer. Okay, it costs like that much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask what kind of building you have, then what kind of wall you have, because it can be like old building without insulation. But then it depends what kind of. Maybe you have block or you have wooden frame. Where is inside some old insulation, so you can change this insulation or you can add the new one. And then I asked what kind of end solution you want to have. If you will have like a facade, what kind of facade you want? You want ventilated facade, maybe some tiles or some wooden beams, or you will have the render facade. So it also depends. So it's not so easy to answer, but I would say approximately something like 50 to 100 euros per square meter, yeah. But it depends, yeah. If it's some old garden house, yeah, you can insulate maybe with some 15 euro plates. We have, for example, plates insulation with plasterboard already glued together. You just put on the wall, screw it, and that's it, and then paint it almost, yeah. And that's it, yeah. And it costs like 15, 20 euros maybe, yeah. So.
Okay. And now we turn to our favorite topic about how can businesses, investors, and developers profit from insulation. So how can high efficiency thermal insulation bring significant business benefits from a broader perspective than just the price per square meter? As you said, there are many metrics and there's a certain range that is needed to make this insulation, but how would you suggest to investors and developers look at the situation rather than just the naked price?
No, because there is the way how they do it now, and of course they have more experience than me of doing that, but the times may be now changing. The one thing is that there is a very big increase in building material prices. Yeah, so everybody knows that, so the price is going up for the same insulation, for metal, for wood, for everything. And I don't think that they will drop as much back as where they went up. Yeah. So this is one thing. Yeah. And of course, if those prices go up, then go up the prices of their what's the price? How they can build it? Yeah. For example, if they could build the apartment house with 800 per square meter, yeah, then maybe now it's 10,000 per square meter or even more. Yeah. And the second side, there of course are the customers and those who buy those apartments or buildings, yeah. And of course, how much banks give the credits now, it depends of the economy. Yeah, and this is the second part, yeah. And and you cannot just raise the price and say, okay, this is it because we know economical those lines. Then this how much demand and supply maybe then doesn't go together. Yeah, and the way maybe sometimes maybe somebody is doing different way, but as I see and speak with many, they say what they are doing, they are decreasing price with decreasing quality. Yeah? For example, choosing some materials that are not so expensive, yeah, and that's almost always it's the quality is maybe less of that.
Yeah.
And of course to put this straight math. This is how we build, this is how we sell, we need to have our profit in the middle, yeah, and those lines need to go together. But I feel that now with those increases, it's maybe challenging to do it. So the way how Kingspan and the way how effective insulation can make changes is, for example, if you now take the house, the big house, apartment house, it's like the box. It's has the maximum how they can build, the maximum lines, how they can put on the ground. Yeah, this is the maximum. So if you take the maximum lines outside the building, yeah, then of course you calculate the all thickness of the wall, the thickness of the roof. You calculated what kind of will be load-bearing structure, maybe some concrete. Then will be inside materials, yeah, some different kind of things. Yeah, then will be insulation part, and then will be outside material, but everything goes from the outside. So for example, the regular house, I would say, would be something like 200 of concrete and 200 or 250 millimeters, yeah, of the insulation, and plus the ending materials. So it will be as minimum as 500 millimeters, yeah. And the difference what you can make in this case, yeah, you can use the insulation that is more effective. So if you use the insulation that is not like 20 or 25 centimeters, but it is like 10 or 15 centimeters, you keep 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
And there is the way to get more return of investments, yeah, because our materials are expensive if you compare with the regular materials, yeah. But the point is that you get 10 centimeters, yeah? And for example, apartment house, 100 meters around, yeah? Then those 10 centimeters gives 10 square meters of the one floor.
Yeah.
So if it's 10 floors, then it's 100 square meters.
Yeah, and if the average price is, let's say, 2,000 or 2,500, then it's 20 to 25,000.
No, it's 200 to
200
250. Yeah, so it's
exactly.
200 to, and
if it's 100, then
yeah, and the thing is that here is the point that approximately it will have like something like 1,000 to 1,500 square meters of the wall.
Yeah.
The wall will be that much, yeah, and the price difference could be, I would say, maybe 10 euros, 15 euros per square meter between the wool and between our materials. So you can calculate that it is approximately like maybe 20, 30,000 euros that you pay more for the insulation, but you get back 200, 250. So what's the return of investment here? Yeah, and if you build somewhere in the old Riga, yeah, then it's not like 2,000. It costs like 4,000 or 5,000 per square meter. So this is the point, I think. Of course, there are cases that maybe this doesn't work when you don't have the maximum area where you are building, the maximum building area, because if you, of course, have a big land and you just want to build a house and it doesn't matter how much you go outside, then it's different way. But if you went to this solution, then it can get back money.
Yeah, for example, for developers, I know myself because I'm searching for land plots to offer developers, and they are using literally every single square meter that they have in that land plot to develop the house, and every square meter is of significance, but because it costs money and that's potential to sell. And
efficiency, it also doesn't mean only energy efficiency, like of insulation point of view, because there is also other things, like for example, if you use less of the insulation than window columns that goes around the windows, you have like windows, and there is this part it goes less or more, it's question, so you also can have more daylight inside, Yeah, because if you have like those window columns around you, it's more, the thickness is more like 20-25 centimeters.
The angle is shorter.
Yeah, the angle is shorter. Then you have less daylight, and there are some researches like Clever Classrooms in 2015 that the daylight is the most important thing about how people feel in the house. This is the more important thing. Yeah, and you know that from your business that to sell brighter flats, it's much more easier and better not to have like dark ones. Yeah, and also it's the costs of the light you need inside. You need more than light inside. So there are many things. Yeah, and balconies. Yeah, balconies could be wider and everything. So efficiency. No, I will compare it like. You have this. You can make sport in the winter using a big sweater. Yeah. And then you can use this thermoware. Thermoware. Yeah, and it's thin, but it's very effective, and you feel good. So, and here also this thing goes to the insulation. Yeah, that you can make the houses like better. It's not the right word. Yeah, because you can get those many benefits to feel better in those houses, and of course I understand developers. But we have the calculation, and we can work together with the developers to get and find out, is there really this benefits in money, in return of investment, and maybe for them to invest extra 20,000 in insulation and get back to 100,000. It's quite a good deal.
Yeah, and the point that you made about the daylight and the windows, I can refer to our office at Bosnica Street. We have these, the wall thickness is, I don't know, maybe 60 centimeters, so very, very thick wall. And even though the windows are very large and high, the daylight does not get into it as much. And here we can see as well, the wall thickness is very big. And probably the insulation is not as good as it can be.
Look, this is the one thing. Of course, maybe making the new buildings somehow you can make different solutions also with not that effective insulation to make that you have the light inside. Yeah, but if we will go to the renovation, then it's one of the main point. Yeah, because of course in the renovation you cannot get extra square meters in the house. If you insulate from outside, but then there is the question: if you insulate from outside, then there is this daylight question. Yeah, then you will put more insulation. And for example, imagine if you will put on your office extra 20 centimeters of insulation. Yeah, then of course nobody will let you in the old Riga or in Riga to do that. Yeah, but anyway, this is the point to think. Yeah, but what you can get, sometimes there is ways that you cannot insulate from outside. Yeah. Then you can insulate from inside. Insulation from inside, it's technically you need to be very careful, because there are many things to think about that, of the moisture, how much is the blocks in how they are, what quality and everything, But then you can lose less of the square meters.
But how does it happen? Like, for example, we have these walls. If I wanted to change the insulation, do we?
No, there is no any insulation. In those old walls, there is no any insulation. There is
just concrete.
Not concrete, but I suppose some bricks or something like that. They are giving because from the, if I remember right, there was like insulation. It's when you have already this thermal conductivity, this lambda value, something like 0.1. Or maybe I don't want to say wrongly, because the bricks also give some insulation, but it's like giving I don't know 25 times or even more less than our materials.
It's like a big sweater with some holes
in
it.
No, but not that way to look, because each material has this thermal conductivity, and for example our materials has this number 0.02. The wool, the regular material, approximately 0.04, 0.035, So that's why our materials is almost double better, But if you take this brick, it has something like I think 1 or something like that, So it depends, As you see, it's 25 times less, So that's the point. But there isn't any insulation like inside as you think as material. But it's the brick is like keeping some heat a little bit.
So the only option is to just clay it on the interior walls if we want to insulate that kind of building.
You could do it from outside, but if it's Riga, then you cannot do it. Then it's from inside. And if from inside, then it's almost another big story to think, because when you insulate from inside, the cold point goes more inside the brick. For example, now maybe it's in the middle. Then you insulate from inside, it goes more on the inside. Then the brick stays more in the cold in some in the winter time. And if if it has moisture and some cracks, then it can damage more. So, and also if some beams go through it, you need to speak with more specialists about that to get the right way to insulate from inside. But it is possible. And for example, Kingspan has insulated there is in Denmark this Hamlet castle, Kronborg Pils. It's Kronborg Castle, also call it Hamlet Castle. So you can insulate old buildings too.
Okay, and are there any more significant projects currently under development that you would like to share with us?
Need to pick up in the mind everybody, because we are working daily. Here in Latvia. There are many we have used in different kind of swimming pools, like Kiipsala swimming pool, Ludzas swimming pool.
Like the exact pool or the building of it?
The insulation in the building.
In the building,
We used for those swimming pools. There was insulation for the roof, because the one point why I said this polyurethane material is good for that kind of buildings, because there's very big moisture, and it is moisture like safe. It doesn't almost doesn't absorb water. So that's why the swimming pools. There are many renovations. Now we did this ventilated facade. We made on the old it was renovation. In this Sigulda also. So the laboratory by Bior laboratory. Also this is the new building. They made. So the architects and the customers and developers more and more start to use these kind of materials. And my point is just to give the push that maybe just take a look of this solution. If you don't see the benefits, if you don't like, okay, but the things go develop, the things develop, and the materials develop. So there is something new that can save you money and bring you money.
That's actually a very great point about the way of paying more for the material, but receiving more back from the not the money that you've saved, but the square meter amount that you saved for the installation. I think that's the biggest hook that any investor is looking for.
And here the thing is that this difference is very big. This insulation, of course, if you're a developer and somebody comes and puts you on the table, here is you need to pay I don't know 20,000, and here you need to pay 40,000, and at that point you think, okay, why I should pay 40,000, 20,000 more, But overall you have this benefit, and we are through Latvian producers like UPB companies, Konto, Consolis, BMGS company, and others. We are exporting 3-layer concrete panels. Almost 40,000 square meters each year to Sweden. They are producing those 3-layer concrete panels, like concrete, insulation concrete, already panel. And you build those apartment or office buildings, And this is the point that from Sweden, they are looking for that, because the average square meter cost there something like 5,000 to 10,000 per square meter, and then one house can give the benefit like 500,000 or 1 million, So this is the point to look and to get,
that's a significant difference. And back to you, how do you see your own career evolving over the next 5 years? Are you considering any new challenges?
No, at the moment I feel comfortable here. I like where I am with the Kingspan. And my belief is that this material is for the new for the like the maybe new like Tesla for the insulation market, and this is the way to go further. And I would say that 5 years I will be here. Yeah, what I always like to do, and I know that my factory colleagues may be already annoyed from that. I like to ask questions always. Yeah, and there are questions from me that I want to know, but you wouldn't believe that in Latvia sometimes the questions came out so many, like you don't even know. I don't know where they come with that kind of questions. And of course I need to get the answers, and then the Finland or Netherlands don't understand why I ask something like that, because no, maybe you have heard many questions like breathability, yeah, the house is breathing, yeah, and the walls is breathing, yeah. No, this is like questions that in Europe people don't understand what's that, yeah. But of course, time have passed, like maybe almost 10 years I have been working here, yeah. So I can explain everybody that comes to me and say I want breathability and breathable walls, yeah. I can explain what he really wants from the point of energy efficiency. But back to me, yeah, I like building market sector, yeah, and I will develop myself. And my point is to, as much as I can, teach people how to do it. And the one point is this insulation. But as I said, there is many things like windows, how to put everything, how to connect everything that you don't have the heat losses. And for me, I like to do it and help people.
Yeah, maybe you have any other comments about the Kingspan installation or your vision of the passive housing in the world that you want to share?
The passive housing is like that they have tried. No, they are in the market. They do something, yeah. But the passive house has this standard that it needs to has this 15 kilowatt hours per square meter on the area. This energy, how much they can consume in the area, and here are colder than for example, in France or in Germany, yeah. And the thing is that you can build the passive house, yeah. But to always do and pay everything to get those passive house standards, it's maybe not the point, yeah. The point is to take what I have taken from the Passive House Institute, and this was very good knowledge I take from them, yeah. And that everything that they are saying, yeah, this is the maximum you can do in the building, yeah, that it doesn't consume almost any of the energy, yeah. But those points, yeah, that insulation, you need to have the insulation, as I said, overall building, yeah. This is one thing, yeah. That's why, for example, if you compare the fundament that you are using for the building, yeah, the one is this that way, how you put like straight in the ground, those old ways of making the fundament.
Yeah.
Am I saying right word? Fundament? Is it fundament?
Well, fundament.
Fundament. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, and the second thing is that maybe you use this plate, yeah, and this is the point, to use that way, that you you don't cut the insulation, yeah, because if you use those straight line fundament, yeah, then you get more heat losses, yeah. Also, question about the windows, yeah, what kind of windows you are using, yeah. You have windows between those glasses, you have the spacers, yeah. They can be like aluminium or polymer, yeah. Aluminium is very it has high thermal conductivity, yeah. So it's very worse in the insulation point of view, yeah. So that's why if you see that there is between the glasses something is shining, it's not so good, yeah. So this is the window. Then it's question: do you put windows outside the of the building, yeah? Because then it's also better from the point of view of energy efficiency, yeah. Then is the ventilation. What kind of ventilation you use? There is this recuperation ventilation system, yeah, that gives back the air that you have in a house full of CO2 that you have just breathe it out, yeah. It goes out, but it is warm, and and the new air that comes in, yeah, that is fresh, it's cold, and they change the heat. But they also the air changes, but it also changes the heat. So this new one comes in, it's warmer, yeah. So this kind of things. Then also air tightness, yeah. People buying houses, if you buy the car for 5,000, you are bringing to service and check everything. Yeah, you buy houses, you just think, oh, it looks okay. I will buy for 200,000. Yeah? But then you can make like blower door tests. Yeah, you can check the air tightness of the building. How much does it leak? Yeah, because each leakage of the heat, it's you lost the heat. Yeah, and people saying, oh, many years ago you didn't need to have ventilation. Yeah. Now you need to have it. It's bad, yeah. But many years ago, you didn't want to put your bed on the window, near the window, yeah, or near the wall, yeah. And it was very big heat losses, yeah. As much if you have more and more those heat losses, it's like you always keep the one window open, yeah, in your house, yeah. So if you combine total those leakages, so these kind of things, then make the buildings without thermal bridges, yeah. So different things from the passive house I took that you can think about all of them, yeah, and but you don't need to like go to the maximum. You can just use more things, and you will have better result than as not using those things. And also ask the professionals. There are many people that is saying, oh, many years it was good like that, yeah, but no, time goes, and you don't drive with the. You drive with the car, not with the.
Yeah, you don't drive with your dad's car.
Yeah, dad's car, or no, maybe if it's some good car, retro, yeah, but you don't drive with the horse, and energy efficiency is important, and as we speak now about the electric cars, yeah, it's important to get less of CO2 in the world, yeah. So also each building that has more heat losses, it needs to be heated more, so it's more CO2 and it's more warm going outside. So you need to think about that.
Yeah, more maintenance costs and eventually
everything.
Yeah,
efficiency. It has many things, like not just like energy efficiency. Efficiency, it's in different ways. Efficiency of keeping square meters, efficiency of making once and not to get back to that. And
True. Okay, and where can people find you?
People can find me in Kingspan website. There is my number, my email, yeah. So they go to kingspan.com, then go to Latvia, and then this part, Kingspan insulation part, yeah. But anyway, if they will write Reinis Neļķe in the Google, they should find me. So they can contact me. I'm always happy to speak with people that want to do something in energy efficiency, yeah, because this is the point to think. Maybe if you have some money now that you want to put somewhere, yeah, then maybe haven't been in some travel because of the COVID, yeah. Then you can the heating costs and the electricity cost is up. Then maybe it's time to renovate the facade or to insulate the house and then live next 30 years in a warm place.
Yeah, I appreciate this conversation, Reini. Thank you for sharing your time with me and Baltic Landlords. That's it for today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.